Well, all right, friends. Welcome to Double Crossed episode 16, the Open Championship, British Open, what have you. Recap, hell of a tournament, last major of the year. We will get into all of it. I'm your host, Dan, at 2 Inches Short from the internet. This is my co-host, Dave, at Golf and Jokes, also from the internet. Again, follow us on social media, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, not me, Dave. Our podcast available, YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, anywhere podcasts are sold. Thank you again to all of you guys who have been subscribing, liking, rating, reviewing, doing all that you guys do. We appreciate it. If you want to help us out, leave us a review, subscribe, hit the like button. Thank you very much. And thank you for tuning in. Holy crap. We have some shit to get to. Dave, let's first ask, how the hell are you, man? How's it going?
Doing good, man.
Hanging in there?
Yeah, it's been a good weekend, watching a lot of open coverage, waking up super early. Well, I wouldn't say waking up.
Taking care of a child?
Just up all the time now. But yeah, it's good. Been good tournament.
Good.
How about you?
Happy to hear things are good. Yeah, man. Same old, man.
Nice.
I did a bunch of watching golf. I mean, had to work, got a little golf course, man. Someone's got to cut cups. Thursday, Friday, but was able to catch it in the afternoon and then spent.
Is that what you do? You cut the green?
Yeah, dude. Cut
what
holes.
What at your course? What are the greens rolling at?
They're growing. They usually roll between like a 9 and a 10, probably.
A little on the slower side,
if I give them the well, you know what? I should correct myself. Probably 10 to a fast 10, and that's a public muni. I would say I do roll them, and kind of they roll out well. We don't really like to talk about the actual stimp on them because then people start asking questions. What greens do you do you play on greens that, because ours are super true. Do you play on greens that are quick?
Well, I play all over, so honestly it's different every single time. The course I played a few days ago, they're pretty much on the slow side. I'd say they're no more than a 10. And then a few weeks ago, played at a course and they had to be at least a 13, like super quick.
Yeah. Well, we had days where we've had them very, very fast. I would even venture to say they would be closer to 11 on days that we do roll them. But at the same time, like there's a whole general public who is playing this golf course, and our greens are pretty undulating, so we kind of try to be as kind of fair as possible. Yes, I do maintenance on the golf course. It's a lot of fun. I see the sunrise in the morning. Maybe we'll get into that at some point.
Speaking of which,
what's up?
The round I just played on Friday, the first round since all this bullshit started, that we're allowed to take out the pins, and there were rakes in the bunkers.
How did you feel about that?
Oh, it was awesome.
Yeah, man.
We were talking before.
Go in the hole and hear that sound.
Great sound, yeah. And like we were talking, like, when you're allowed to do it, are you gonna still keep the flag in? And we're like, no. I mean, 10 feet and in, I'm just, I have to take it out. Longer putts, I'm fine with leaving it in.
Right. So it's also like, who are you playing with? What are the circumstances? Like, we're not trying to be sticklers about things. It's, the worst is when, like, you're playing with someone, it's like, oh, I prefer it out. Then you take it out. It's like, well, I'd like it back in. And then you put it back in. It's like, dude, come on. Let's move on.
Playing 20 something years with taking it out, doing it 1 year with leaving it in isn't going to change me. So I prefer it out, and that's what I'm always going to do.
Gotcha. Well, hey man, I'm on board with that. I personally like the stick out. I'm not going to be super picky about it. If teach their own. It's legal, so it doesn't matter. Man, but yeah, besides that, the weekend I just spent just kind of watching golf, drinking beer early morning. It was fantastic. I mean, I didn't wake up at the crack of dawn. We were talking about
Yeah, I never
when Tiger had
started
tee
watching
time,
it super
like,
early.
It was like appointment viewing. Also, we didn't have Peacock, and I mean, I didn't have Peacock, and that's what it was on, and where I was, like, you know, the early morning coverage in the last hour. We'll get into coverage takes in a little bit, but yeah, I mean, when it was Tiger, it was appointment viewing. I made sure anything I was doing stopped for those couple hours. When he's not playing, it's sort of, you know, I'll catch it, and it's fun. It's fun. I do like I do wake up early regularly, so it doesn't matter. But at the same time, I would say, you know, I enjoyed the hell out of this tournament.
I love it. It's always going to be one of my favorites, no matter what. And I mean, we'll get into what made this one not my favorite, but
yeah. Well, I think that's a good segue, and we'll go into this week on tour, which is obviously we're talking about the Open Championship, British Open, 149th edition at Royal St. George's, Sandwich, England. Collin Morikawa wins his second major in his eighth try. Beats out Jordan Spieth. Somehow just sort of takes a commanding lead after the ninth hole. He started it was a shot
one back
of Louis, who, you know, Louis had made it very difficult.
He didn't have it today.
His shoulders were slumped. It didn't look like the same Louis. And then, but Spieth obviously was there. Was very interesting coming down the stretch. So
Spieth is back. There's no denying that.
Well, we'll get into some Spieth. Morikawa goes birdies on 7, 8, and 9. 7 was a pretty critical turning point. That's when Louis dumped it in the bunker, and then did what a lot of people have done.
Yeah. I mean, it wasn't even a hard bunker shot. He just
the lip wasn't an issue. Nothing. You know, we know those bunkers are penalizing, but he had a stance. Everything he should have been able to. It just was a bad shot. Puts it into another trap. Has to pitch out sideways. It just nothing about it was good. There's a huge swing there for Morikawa. Louis almost made things interesting by lipping out a 253-yard 3-iron, 4-iron maybe he hit, which also love the 250-yard par threes where, like, you got to hit it 200 yards and let it run 50 yards. Big fan. Morikawa winds up birdieing the 14th hole. That
was a huge putt. That was a huge putt.
Huge putt. Putting has been Morikawa's like Achilles heel, right? Let's just say if there was a weakness in his game,
he even admitted it.
Well, look at him now, right? I mean, like, it was dead center. He was first in putting this week. He was 124th on tour.
He was making everything today. It was super impressive. You know, I would always say putting is his worst part of his game, and not today.
And then the up and down on 15, which was super tough.
To
you know, it wasn't giving himself 5 footers. He was giving himself, 15 feet, and he was just rolling them in with pace. I mean, he just took care of business. He was up by 2 heading into 17. Winds up.
It was over at that point, I think.
Just they started engraving his name before he even teed off on 18. And then, got to talk about Spieth.
Spieth made it interesting. Yeah, he made it interesting.
Made it interesting. I just missed too many putts when he needed to make them, even though he putted great.
Well, yesterday, 17 and 18 kind of hurt him.
Well, that was really it. I mean, man, seeing him. He missed. We'll tell the folks he bogeyed the last 2 holes, 3-putted the 18th hole, to put himself outside of the final group. Signed his card, ran right to the putting green,
and took his putter home,
and could arrive at the course with it. I couldn't tell whether that's a good thing or a bad thing. felt like a bad thing. But
well, he even said today his putting is still not where he wants it.
Well, and you know what? It was interesting what we heard today after Spieth's round, where he gave himself chances. Still, I mean, he
made putts today too, though. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah, but he also drove the ball. He was hitting draws off
his driver is phenomenal right now.
I mean, I thought he played. I mean, just clean up some mistakes with
Remember last year when his driver it was going anywhere
off the face of the planet.
Yeah.
Remember when he had to take 30 minutes to take relief in a driving range? Like that. Yeah, we didn't have that today. I was waiting for that.
But even the last few months, his driver has been really good.
Yeah, and also he again, when he putts well, Spieth he was talking about the creativeness that he brings to the course, and there's a reason why he plays so well there. He imagines things. It's not throwing darts. He's imagining how the contours are going to affect things, where the wind's blowing. I heard at Royal St. George's, not one wind direction is the same consistently on every hole, right? So it's always switching. So you're always hitting different shots, and that's actually what he said. He plays like kind of more like feel punchy shots, right? And like kind of tries to flight the ball more as opposed to it's just a different game. But Spieth, obviously, it's great to see him back. Tremendous. Got to talk about Louis Oosthuizen, who played phenomenal for the first 3 rounds.
3 rounds, yeah. And then remember we talked about, I don't know, maybe a month ago or so. Yeah, not being clutch. And he's won a major, but he had a huge lead. Whereas now, and we've seen in the last other few majors where he's kind of couldn't close a deal. He had the outright lead going into today, and he just did not play well at all. So there are signs that he,
and actually there were some shots gets that he to him
yesterday
too.
Coming down the stretch,
Yeah.
So does he not have that clutch gene? I don't know. I don't know.
I mean, I was listening to
he could easily have five majors right now.
I could. He legitimately could. I was listening to live at golf, live at the Open where they were in Connecticut, but that's neither here nor there. And they were talking about how Louis might want to, because he obviously is able to focus during majors, right? But he's never won a PGA Tour event outside of the British Open. So on the program, Justin Leonard said he should probably try and focus more on winning on the PGA Tour, which would then kind of free him up, because does he
play
he doesn't play a ton of events, but I mean, like, he's in the field supposedly.
Does he play a lot on the European Tour?
I don't
know. Like, where does he play? I feel like PGA Tour, he's a full PGA Tour member, isn't he? That's what I figured.
Right. I mean, he definitely, you don't hear about him because he's not really in the mix generally.
Yeah.
So that's what Leonard was saying. What Justin Leonard was saying. I mean, some guys are great major players. I mean, Brooks, we're getting into Brooks in a little bit, obviously. But yeah, so tough day for Louis. We feel for him.
I feel for him. I was rooting for him. I wanted him to
winds up T3, I believe, right? And T3 with John Rahm, actually, who
another good finish by Rahm,
solid player. I mean, that dude, just a machine. So yeah, let's just real quickly just look at our picks from last week. From the Open. Didn't win.
Let's not.
I texted. I let Dave know that I wanted to switch my pick to Spieth. I still would have lost with my winner there. Picked Ricky, which didn't really pan out.
Good round today.
I had high hopes. He did make the cut. He was there this weekend. Who did you take? You took JT. That was not great.
He just pretty much stayed around even par the whole tournament. He just couldn't do anything.
Yep. And I faded Phil, who was
Good.
DFL.
That was a good fade. Good fade.
DFL after the first round, finished fourth to last.
Yeah.
Was not around for this weekend, so I'll chalk that up to a victory, which unfortunately for Phil, that was not pretty. But good for Phil. Won the PGA. Who did you have? Did you have? I forgot.
DJ, which
yeah, he
obviously
played fairly decent.
Did okay.
Yeah. Do want to get into just a couple records that Morikawa basically set winning today. I mean, the win was basically historic on many levels. Where was that? Here it is. From Justin Ray. He's the first player, Morikawa's first player to win 2 different major championship debuts. That's the PGA and the Open. Those are 2. And we're going to talk about how that was within a span of, almost under a year. Fewest major starts needed to win twice since Bobby Jones. Second to win. He's only the second person ever to win the Open and the PGA Championship before the age of 25, besides Tiger Woods. Obviously, when you're in Tiger's company and Bobby Jones, we're talking big things here. Youngest to win an Open when trailing entering the final round since 1979. That's Seve Ballesteros had that. Third all time to win multiple majors when trailing through 54 holes before age 25. The only 2 were Nicklaus and Jones. 10th to win an Open debut and first to do it since Ben Curtis in 2003, which, Dave, I think if I'm not mistaken, was at Royal St. George's.
Yes, I believe so.
Yeah. And he is also
he also broke the streak of the 6 letter
the 6
right?
Yeah. We were all about
I think Morikawa is 7, right? Yeah.
It's more than 6. I know that.
Yeah.
And just one last one. He's the 4th American to win an Open before the age of 25, and the other 3 were Spieth, Woods, and Bobby Jones. So we're talking history here. I mean, Louis wound up setting a couple scoring records through 36 and 54 holes. But I mean, the reason for it was, I mean, the weather was perfect.
Which I'm not happy about.
With the sun being out, and there was some wind Thursday and Friday, but
not much.
I mean, Sunday was literally the warmest day in Sandwich, England all year. It was 80. I mean, it was balmy. But let's get into grading. Well, let's first start with the weather. Let's grade the weather. Let's do a little grading the 149th Open. Start with the weather. Dave, you give the weather a failing grade because we wanted to see some
any other event, A+. But for the Open, I need carnage. I need at least a day of terrible,
just sideways rain for blowing
rain. Not even, doesn't even need to rain, but I just want a lot of wind, or some cloud, like just overcast, just.
We had a little bit of gray, but not the weekend.
Not much.
Not the weekend.
I want, just at least one day that's just miserable for the guys.
And it was like super green. Like normally everything is brown.
Yeah, it was pretty soft. Like the fairways weren't running like they normally would. And I feel like the greens are usually always kind of pretty receptive, I find, at the Opens.
Well, we got to talk about Dave, the superintendent. His picture, I forgot his name.
Howard Stern / Alice Cooper /
unbelievable looking bloke. He made the rounds on social media, or definitely just by the way he looked. If you didn't see him, literally he just doesn't look like a superintendent. Your typical superintendent,
like a rock star.
I mean, turns out the course is absolutely in perfect condition for the weather conditions that they have, right? So yeah, unfortunately, we didn't get the wind and the rain and all that stuff, but we got some really tough pins on Saturday. Even Rom was saying, Louis said that they were questionable. Rom said that like you don't really appreciate it when you're on, when you're when you're seeing it on TV, because like moving day, wasn't it was definitely tougher than Thursday and Friday for sure. Today, Sunday definitely had yielded some more birdies, made it some, a little bit more exciting. Fortunately for Louis, who's not able to keep up. Morikawa, on the other hand, stud. Why don't we get into just I guess want to get into the TV coverage. How was that for you on your end?
For me, it's pretty good.
You don't listen to Paul Azinger, do you?
I don't care for him, but I
do you actually? Is that the broadcast that we're listening to?
Yeah.
Okay.
He says some things that are just kind of, what the hell? What are you talking about, man? So,
dude.
And there's so many tweets I just saw, just having a quick look, and they're just chirping, his commentary. So he's not my favorite in the booth, that's for sure. But
oh man,
the coverage was okay. It was okay.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of commercials. I mean, playing through. I know this is how they're paying people. I get this is like the production. I understand it. It's a lot. Zinger.
One thing actually we need to bring up is the Open app. There's no shot link.
Yeah.
What the hell is that? You have fucking two years to get your shit together, design an app.
I don't think they've ever had it.
No, they have 100%.
Have they?
Yeah.
Interesting.
For sure. They've had
I don't remember having it. I didn't really look at the app too much, honestly.
I do all the time because I make some bets here and there. I want to see what, whatever Kevin Kisner is doing on the 5th hole,
Right.
I want to,
right. That makes,
what I mean?
That makes sense. That makes sense. Do you want to just stay with the TV for a little bit, man? Zinger, he said the word pressure a billion times coming down the stretch. I guess that's like the new nerves. I don't know, but I did see Will Bardwell tweeted something about how like Zinger is the one who lost a British Open by shooting 73 under pressure. So it's pretty hilarious. Yeah, dude, it was tough. I mean, he made some comments and we were like listening to made up things. Like Corey Connors is a good putter where like he actually ranks like
he's definitely not
somewhere, in the last, fact. Anyways, it just
Connors is even on the record of saying, if I putt well, I contend. Yeah, because his ball striking is so pure that it's always there each week. It's
right.
His putter.
Unfortunately, it's the putting. Right.
Yeah.
Azinger said half the time I don't know what he's talking about, but yeah, I mean, a lot of commercials, like we were saying. Don't want to harp too much on it. Do have to talk about Peacock here in the United States. I know we have this, and I did not pay for the subscription, so I did not catch the super early morning coverage or the last hour of coverage. I wish they just ran the, Jimmy Roberts exclusives, pay $5 so you could watch those, but show the golf on Golf Channel. That would have been lovely. But what are you going to do? You didn't have, everything was on one network for you, correct?
Yeah, correct.
Must be nice. Yeah, so I'm like not watching golf while it's on. It's like whatever. Fans at the British Open. It was great to see fans back. I think Spieth, some of these guys really thrive off of him. It was good to see Collin Morikawa win a tournament in front of fans, because even Spieth went on the record after the round saying like winning in front of fans is different than not winning in front of fans.
And there was some talk after he won the PGA where some people, were saying online were like, could he have done it if there was a full crowd and stuff like that, because the pressure is totally different. So he proved it today. Yeah.
Oh, dude. Yeah. He, I don't think the fans are not having fans is a problem, especially we get into his winning presser and champion comp for the year speech in a little bit. Fans there. I didn't hear mashed potatoes, but I did hear a few get in the holes. I did see a couple shirtless fans. Got a chance to take a couple screenshots of those. Pretty hilarious stuff. So some properties are like, they have like homes that have like are overlooking the golf course. That I mean, best seats in the house. Pretty cool. I enjoyed. I mean, I really don't get a real like perspective of it just because I've never seen it, never been to something like that. You know, TV does as much as it can, but it could always, you got to see it, right?
So from watching on TV, is Royal St. George's, how would you rate it just by what you see on TV? And
I'm into it for open purposes. I just don't think it's I don't think it's the best.
Yeah. And
I mean, we're going to arguably the best next year for the 150th at St. Andrews.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't know. I mean, a rated, I don't know, like a B.
It's not memorable. There's no hole on the course that really stands out to me. It's just very hilly. Like, you so many mounds and on that everywhere on fairways and whatever. And it's just, as Brooks even said, it's not his favorite course, and I tend to agree. It's not one that really sticks out to me. Like I would put obviously St. Andrews, Carnoustie. I like Turnberry, which obviously now it's not in the Rota anymore due to politics.
Yeah,
but, Turnberry is a great course. Birkdale, I kind of put Birkdale and Royal St. George's, right?
Yeah,
pretty much the same.
Muirfield is sweet.
Muirfield's good, and what's the other one? Lytham.
Yeah, I think so.
Where Tiger won in 2006. That one is probably around here as well. So
yeah. Oh, dude. Yeah. I mean, it's just a great event, great run event, and there's no complaints about the course. I mean, there's nothing you could do about the course. I mean, they take what the weather gives them.
The other thing I like that they're very firm on is first tee start. They don't do split tees.
Split tees. Oh no, of course not. That's one of the best things about.
Yeah. I like that a lot. The split tees. I know why they have to do it, but I hate it sometimes.
Yeah, well, that's why the British Open goes on for 12 hours a day. Also, they have the late to do it, right?
Yeah.
So those are a couple quick grades. Do want to talk about want to just quickly grade the major season, because we should say that we had about 6 majors in 300 days, and like the next one is in for another like 260 something. So I mean, well, let's just talk about this major season, and then we can talk about the post-COVID kind of thing, where we had a couple fall events. We had Hideki, who wasn't even in the field this week because of COVID stuff, win the Masters. We had Phil wins the PGA, and we have John Rahm winning the US Open, and now Collin Morikawa winning the Open Championship. Pretty good. One of the better major seasons. I know we're big Tiger fans, so we're biased towards any year the Tiger wins a major, right? 2019 was better because Tiger won. But I mean, Phil winning. This is one of the better classes of majors I've seen.
Yeah,
I mean, John Rahm, number one in the world. It's and to see Hideki basically win for Japan, where we're going to the Olympics in a couple of weeks. In Japan, right? So pretty good.
Yeah, I agree. If I had to rank them, I would probably put Phil PGA number 1, Like just from a viewing perspective. PGA was number one for me. Probably US Open with Rahm. Number two. I don't know. It's tough. Probably the Masters 3, and then this one probably my fourth this year.
In terms of winners,
just the overall viewing experience, like as far as
Interesting.
drama, the whole tournament, the way
yeah, I mean,
conditions, just everything. Yeah.
Phil, absolutely, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, tough to argue that. I mean, this one was exciting. I mean, it probably could have been more exciting, if it got a little bit closer. But you had a player who was striping it and has now won 2 majors in 8 starts, and should talk about how we had this like kind of condensed major season where we had 3 majors in 2020. Correct? We didn't have a British Open.
So wait, next year, how is it going to go? Is PGA still second always now, right? In May. So it's still the majors are still always condensed every year going forward, right?
Still, yeah. One a month, but we wound up having a Masters. We had a US Open in September. And just kind of going through the list of those, right? So besides, we just said Hideki, Phil, Rahm, and Morikawa. We also had Collin Morikawa winning the first major back from a pandemic without the fans at Harding Park, the PGA Championship. Bryson won the U.S. Open at Winged Foot. He bomb and gouged the shit out of that. And DJ won the Masters. So, and then from there, then the Hideki, Phil, Rahm, Morikawa. I mean, those are some fantastic major winners. We're very, very lucky.
Yeah.
Just kind of going to the list. Got to talk about now what we saw this week. Some shit went down Thursday. Got to talk. Obviously, fucking Bryson. He just rules the news.
Is he ever not a headline?
He just sucks. He just sucks, man.
I feel bad for the guy.
But you feel bad for him? Well, we can talk about it. You can air your grievances out right now. So for those who don't know, after Bryson's first round, where he hit 4 of 14 fairways, he said that the driver that is basically the driver sucks, that the face in it is not for him. They got to figure this whole shit out. In an unprecedented move, Cobra spokesperson comes back out and says Bryson acts like an 8-year-old. He's never happy. We're getting prototypes after prototypes before he even gets the prototypes. It must be hell working for someone like that. I assume it's good because you want to push them forward. I've never seen a company respond quite like that. We're going to talk about Brooks in a second in his response. But Dave, if you're Cobra and you're best player, we're talking about the guy who skipped the press conferences last week, is an ambassador for Rocket Mortgage, right? And is defending champion. Now, he goes across the pond, right? Everybody wants to see this guy play. First of all, I didn't even talk about the radio broadcasts. Where maybe we could touch on that in a second, because listening to European radio tour broadcasts, I don't know whether you've ever caught any of it, was incredible. No. And I said they're like, everyone's excited to see Bryson drive the ball. He drove it like garbage, right? And so, he winds up basically having to apologize afterwards, and they kind of let him off the hook. But if you're Cobra, like, what do you say? What do you do about one of your best players? I mean, sorry, Ricky, but the guy who's drawing the most headlines.
I mean, to be honest, what's Cobra going to do? They're going to drop him. To be honest, I think they need Bryson more than Bryson needs them, in my opinion.
Okay.
So, I mean, yeah, it was good. They responded and, whatever. And they called him out on his shit, which is good. And he did obviously apologize. So I think it's all, squashed.
I mean, but he never actually said the word sorry, right? He just said, I deeply regret and something along the lines of.
I mean, it is what it is. To be honest, as I was saying, I feel like it came out wrong. I don't think he meant it like, oh, the driver Cobra sucks or whatever. Like I said, if someone asked me, oh, how'd you play, and I was putting like shit, I say, oh, my putting sucks right now. My putter sucks right now. My driver sucks. I don't mean like it's the clubs. I mean like it's me doing that part of the game, and I suck at it right now. But where he went wrong is he said the face, and
was not suited to, he's got to minimize his misses.
But I feel in his defense, if he would have stopped at, my driver sucks right now, this whole thing still would have happened.
No, but he didn't say my driver sucks right now. He said the driver sucks, meaning like it's a direct shot.
Yeah, the driver sucks right now, meaning like, my driver and my, like, I don't know. I don't think he means interpreting it, right? Because I'd say it the same way. Oh, how'd you play? My putter sucks right now. I don't mean the actual putter. I mean me, like I suck at putting.
Right, but you're also like, if you were getting paid to play these golf clubs,
you got to be careful what you say. I get that, but I mean, the whole face thing, that made it worse. But I still feel like we would still be at the same situation even if he didn't say that.
He always talks about the negative of everything, and he thinks he's a positive person. He's just a total hypocritical contradiction.
Yeah, but and I feel bad for the guy because I feel like Bryson? I feel like he means well. I feel like he's like a good guy. He just doesn't get it. Just doesn't get it. Yeah, and like he'll say stuff, it just comes out wrong, or he'll do whatever on the course. But like I just feel like he's a good guy overall. He means well, and it's just shit. He just created.
And also people tend to pick on and hate on.
Yeah, and I mean, and at the end of the day,
very different.
At the end of the day, he's a human, and it gets to you. It has to be getting to you. You see all this shit online. You see all your other tour pros kind of calling you out on some shit, making fun of it with tweets or whatever. Yeah. Like I feel like it's got to get to you, and I feel bad for the guy. Not gonna lie.
Yeah, but like I don't know. I don't really feel bad for someone who brings it on himself. Like for me, it's like you got to be able to handle your shit as a professional. And, he's not 20. He's not Collin Morikawa's age, right? He's like 26, 27, right? He's got a couple more years. Yeah. I mean, I think he admitted that he made a mistake. That he didn't use the word sorry. He said deeply regret. That's fine. Whatever. I like we were saying, if I was Cobra, I would have. I don't know. I don't know if I would have. It would have been a droppable offense potentially, But at the same time, like you're saying, I mean, people want to see what he's doing, and he's choosing your clubs. I mean, it's not like he does, unless he doesn't have any other offers. You think like nobody wants to work with him?
No, I'm pretty sure people would sign. It feels like TaylorMade signing everybody these days. I guarantee TaylorMade would. Can
we just talk about how like he's like ripping apart essentially an entire team of R&D people, right? And we're talking about people, like these are people's jobs, and they're trying to do something that's nearly impossible.
And I'm sure
it's a 46-inch 5-degree driver, and he's swinging 200 fucking miles per hour.
I don't know if you saw Justin Thomas's tweet about it or message about it.
Scientists to figure that out or something, right?
Yeah, like obviously it's going to be tough to hit fairways with that kind of club.
Bryson's complaining that his missed hits are the issue.
No shit.
And dude, I mean, like that's why, like I know I understand. I see where you're coming from. I just have zero remorse for someone who openly like puts himself out there for it and then can't. He says it doesn't bother him. It has to.
So do you dislike Bryson or Reed more?
Oh, they're two very big douchebags in two very different ways. Like for me, I don't have. They're equally distributed in the guys that like they're great match play. They're Team USA. They're great match play. for the Ryder Cup. Like, set aside their differences, that's fine. But as people, man, I don't know. Reed's a fucking slime ball, and Bryson, I just probably wouldn't get along with. I don't know. Do you like Patrick Reed? You do not like Patrick Reed.
I don't care for Patrick Reed at all.
Yeah. Unfortunately,
I like his caddy though, but I don't care for Reed.
You like his caddy? Yes. Oh yeah. I mean, what are you gonna? He's reading putts. That's good, but as you know, they had the lie cams, to kind of see, which is funny, lie cams, to kind of see like what
was it a camera? It was just a picture. I think it was just a. It was
almost like a picture that they took a snapshot of the lie. Yeah. And I was like thinking about like Patrick Reed's like before and after lies, if like we could kind of see that. But yeah, I would say, well, we got to talk Brooks, who comes the next. He was radio silent because it's a major. Of course, he doesn't hold back. The next day after his round, the man hits 6 of 14 fairways and goes on record with, was it Sands or Todd Lewis, or I think it was Todd Lewis, and says, he's hitting the ball good, he's rolling it well. He drove the ball great. He loves his driver. Like I said, 6 of 14 fairways, and also he like smirks, but like tries not to laugh. But it's like obvious he's laughing, and and everybody loses it. And I'm thinking, I think we both made the same joke that it's club manufacturer appreciation day. Man, dude, it was what do you think about that response? You knew he was going to say something. It's just a matter of
I was waiting for it. I didn't think he'd do an interview. I thought maybe he was going to do a tweet or a meme or something.
He did. He tweeted driving into the weekend.
after he did his whole thing. But I mean, it was great. Classic Brooks. It was a good response, and a little jab to throw in there.
Yeah, I still think it's fun. I think it's fun. I think it's good. I think people who don't get it or think, it's like Brooks is fucking with Bryson, and Bryson doesn't know what to fucking do. Like, that's what's happening.
What could he do in that?
Right?
This week there was literally nothing he could do or say.
There's nothing he could do. But yeah, dude.
Honestly, those two need to be paired up at the Ryder Cup just for viewings.
I mean,
or ratings.
Did you see they were on the range together at one point? Like, no, just like, right, but like nobody acknowledged each other for sure.
Well, I mean, they're gonna have to talk at the team room. So
and then after, it's gonna be an interesting dynamic. We'll see. Yeah. I don't know.
Well, did you see they asked Bryson about being paired together, and he's like, "Oh yeah, I'm all for it. I think it would be really good." And then
Brooks is like,
I'm pretty sure that's not going to happen, But I mean,
he's like, no.
Yeah.
He's like, whatever. But and then along the loving the equipment, Collin Morikawa was actually asked whether he likes his golf clubs this week, and Morikawa went on the record saying that they're tailor-made, that he loves his golf clubs too. Pretty hilarious. We're not even going to touch the Bryson Brooks. Let's just let that unfold. It's going to be great. Got to talk. Kevin Kisner went out first today, Sunday, and goes out in 2.5 hours, shoots 68 by himself. I think that's admirable. I think it's possible. I know not all of us are going out and shooting 68. We're going to spend a little bit of time finding our golf balls and stuff. But, I do think playing fast can be a good example. I thought it was, I told people on Twitter to be a Kisner and choose to play quickly. Like, slow play is a choice. I'm a big fan of playing quickly. I don't like waiting around. I understand taking our time, having a conversation, having a beer, talking, whatever, but like, keep it moving. I don't know, Dave, what's your take on what's an ideal round of time for a round of golf?
Honestly, I'm okay with 4.5 hours, because nowadays it's never 4.5 hours. I find anytime I play, it's 5
like
plus. So
5 to 6, right?
yeah. So if I
Right.
if I get done in,
we're not saying 2.5 hours. We're just saying
yeah.
speed it up. Like that. The idea is like just
You should be done in 4
have it in mind.
hours and 15 minutes to 4.5 hours. That's what
Nobody's got
golf is
time to be out there for 6 hours when
Yeah. Yeah. So I mean, anytime I can get 4.5 for less, which is
and you could
never
drink beers during that. You could socialize. You could do whatever you want during that time. I mean, it's plenty fun, and I understand. If you're paying a lot of money, don't you want
to be honest, the only way I think, I don't know what needs to be done. I think they need to maybe increase the tee times, like the space between them. I know they're going to obviously lose money, so they'll never do that.
Right.
But
I
feel like that's
the trade-off.
That's what creates such a backlog, especially I like a tough hole or whatever it is.
Yeah, or like a par 3 where the entire course gets backed up on and shit like that, right? Because nobody's waving them up and blah 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 blah. Yeah, man, it's. I mean, it's good that people are playing. It's bad that people are playing.
Because I mean, nowadays you're having every single tee time slot booked, and they're
and again, we're
10 minutes
like,
apart.
We're talking like peak times. We're talking like Saturday, Sundays when like most people are playing golf. I mean, you can probably sneak out in the middle of the week onto some courses.
And it'll be pretty good.
Do that. Like that's possible. We're not saying it's possible to play golf. We're just saying, yes, that loses you space out tee times, you lose tee times, you lose money. That's not going to happen, right? I mean, I can play in 2 hours with a cart. I can play in 4 hours with friends. I'm all about that, but like, let's not like drag it out. That's kind of kind of my point. Anyways, good for Kisner. I don't know whether he rocked the 1776 hat like he did a couple years ago, but pretty hilarious stuff. Good for him. I think he said it ain't no hobby. 2.5 hours. He was even proud of it.
Yep.
Walking that golf course, Dave. That's impressive. So just to kind of put a bow on the British Open, Collin Morikawa wins it. 24 years old, second major in 8 tries. Incredible stuff. He's halfway to the career Grand Slam already, man. It's pretty crazy. And we didn't even touch on Rory, who
another major, another shitty performance, pretty much.
I don't know. I'm at the point where I honestly, Dave, I don't know whether he cares as much as we do about him winning a major.
He doesn't, because when he was asked about it, and he's like, "No, life is great.
I got a family. This is what I'm doing." Right. But I think he made 17 birdies, which would have easily put him, just limit the mistakes. Just made way too many mistakes. He said it. It's another year without a major for Rory. Kind of going on 7 years. But at the same time, golf is hard. I mean, did we think that Jordan Spieth, when it was January, did we think that Jordan Spieth was gonna contend for another British Open? Like, no. So Rory, oh man, yeah.
I mean, I don't know what's going on with him. It's been 7 years and counting now. He's gonna maybe catch up to Tiger's 11 years.
Yeah, well,
mind you, Tiger had you name it go wrong.
Is Tiger going to be able to play at St. Andrews next year?
I don't know. I hope so. I mean, I'm who knows? Well, who knows how his recovery? I'm pretty sure he's trying to aim for the Masters if all his rehab goes well. But I don't even think so, to be honest. I don't know.
Yeah, man. I think we just got to be appreciative, like we said, like he's alive. Again, like we're saying, Collin Morikawa wins. Incredible stuff. I mean, we didn't even mention his iron play being probably the closest thing I've seen to Tiger Woods.
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
you know, and the way he handles himself, the champion speech that he gave, the winning press conference.
Yeah, he's well spoken.
And what he said right to the low amateur. And he just said, "This is great for you," like in front of everybody. It was like he was born to do this, man. He's gonna be like
he's a smart kid. He went to Stanford, right? Or no, where'd he go?
I think
Cal, yeah.
Cal?
Yeah.
Still,
but he's just a well-spoken kid, and you can tell like he has a really good head on his shoulders.
It's kind of like listening to like Spieth, like kind of give an interview.
He talks really well.
Kind of always kind of positive. And we mentioned this offline. I want to bring it up. Is that like for me, it kind of goes like Tiger, like past like Rory kind of took the torch from Tiger, in my opinion. Like, you know, I know that there's a pretty big age gap there. But, you know, that to me was like the closest thing that we've seen someone dominate
at the time. Right?
Yeah. And then from there, to me, it went to like Spieth. And then from there, right now, for me, Collin Morikawa is next on that succession of carrying Tiger's torch, basically. You know, because I mean, he got asked about some of. He said it was the British Open.
Well, I mean, you could kind of put Brooks and DJ in that list of kind of, you know, especially Brooks with all the majors. You got to put him on.
Yeah, but we're talking like I understand
face of the game, like kind of.
I mean, all I'm saying is that like nobody's ever won 2 majors in their first.
Okay, if you're looking at it like that, okay, I get what you mean. Yeah,
I'm just saying like he did things that like we're talking about Tiger, Shaq, and Bobby Jones. I mean, to me that's it. So, fucking great for Collin Morikawa. I think it's good for golf, honestly, too. I also think watching Spieth and Collin Morikawa paired together in the Ryder Cup.
To be honest. Is Collin my favorite golfer to watch? No, he's not. I wouldn't say he's super exciting. Like, to be honest, Spieth is way more exciting to watch. Just
Collin doesn't have to be exciting.
Yeah, I know. I get it.
Because Collin hits more fairways. Collin hits more greens. Like,
he's not the longest. But he's super accurate.
But at the same time, Spieth had a chance. And, you know, and another chance, and he's going to continue to have chances.
He's going to win more majors for sure. I saw a tweet. Kyle Porter. He said Spieth will win 12 or more majors, and I quickly replied that no chance in hell. He's not winning 12 majors.
he's got right now. He's at 3, right?
3, yes. I can realistically see Spieth getting to like 7. But
where could you see Collin getting to?
I could see Collin get to about 5.
See, I could see Spieth and Collin basically going back and forth for the next several years.
There's too many good players that'll take a lot of those away, you know. So I don't mean there's so many good players that they're just gonna spread them out. Like I said, I don't see Spieth more than 7, 8. I don't see Collin more than like 5, 6. I'm pretty sure JT might get another 1 or 2.
And what about
Brooks might. Brooks keeps knocking at the door. I'm sure he'll get another.
He's like that's like his like 10th top. What is it? It's like 10th top 10 and like 16 majors or something.
And honestly, the thing with Spieth is as quickly as you can get it, you can lose it. So all these guys are going to go through something. There's no way you're going to, you know.
When Spieth was winning majors very quickly early on, it was almost like, man, he's going to get to, it's unlimited.
Same with Rory. Like, no matter who you are, you're going to go through a 2 to 3 year stretch where you just can't win. You're just not going to do it.
Tiger, 11 years.
I mean, Tiger was plagued by injuries, and so
again, not really fair to compare anything to Tiger. I was looking at like the amount of starts in majors that Tiger has compared to Jack, and when we're looking at the amount of wins,
I was looking
Jack
at that.
Started, like what is it, like
He has almost
160
double.
starts in majors, 140 stat?
Yeah,
Yeah,
he has almost
160
double.
and like 80. Yeah,
Yeah.
something like that. Yeah, like, golf is, we talk about it all the time. Golf is hard. And
Yeah.
and
So,
people
and
go
that's
through
it's the thing. You give Tiger another 80 starts, he's not going to win
Right.
4 more majors, especially when he was in his,
Right.
like, yeah.
Yeah, I know.
I don't want to get into it, but it's
Don't
not
have to get into it. Don't have to get into it.
It's not a debate for me.
Doesn't have to be a debate.
Yeah.
Collin Morikawa is a force to be reckoned with, and he's definitely going to have a great career. It's just a matter of where it goes, how it projects, and
I'm sure he's thinking about his career Grand Slam now. That's I'm sure that's definitely his. Main goal,
he has a game that can win at Augusta for sure. I think that might take a little bit more experience, because he's like,
I feel like Augusta will be the hardest one for him to win. Yes.
Putting.
Augusta will be the hardest one for him to win. US Open he can win for sure.
Yeah. Crazy we're talking about this. That's just amazing how that worked. Now he's now all he's got to do is wait till he's 40 and he's eligible for the Hall of Fame already. Crazy to think about.
Yeah.
So yeah, good for Collin Morikawa. We're getting a little bit long here, so we're gonna wrap up our recap there. Fucking good for golf. A solid championship. Love the British Open Championship, the Open. Just other tour news. There's like 2 majors this week I want to talk about coming up. Senior Open on the Champions Tour and the Evian Championship on the LPGA. 2 majors that are happening in the world of golf. I don't really have much else going on in there. Didn't do too much research. A little bit tired, a little bit jet lagged from this from watching some golf. We do have a tournament this week on the PGA Tour, the 3M Open. We're going to Minnesota, Blaine, Minnesota, TPC Twin Cities, for the 3M Open. Where are we at? Golf Channel and CBS. We go back to CBS. Couple players in the field: Dustin, DJ, aka DJ. Patrick Reed, Louis Oosthuizen, probably would be good to see him contend, like we were saying. Tony Finau, Jason Kokrak, your boy, Matt Wolf, Stu Stink, Bubba, Sergio, Ricky. Decent field. Don't know much about it. Didn't do much research for it. They do have a pick, a winner.
I honestly haven't looked at it. I was too invested in the Open to even care about next week, to be honest.
Totally fair.
Yeah.
I picked Bubba. I'm gonna pick Bubba this week. Missed out on the British Open, and has been playing well as of late. I think it's just a big time bombers golf course, just to hit it far. And
I'm gonna go with Matthew Wolff again. I know he won 2 years ago.
Oh yeah, he won 2019. Should say he did win in 2019, and Michael Thompson won in 2020. That's a fair pick. We're not even gonna pick fades. We're not even gonna get into that. So yeah, tune in to some 3M Open. Should be good. Upcoming schedule, guys. The Olympics is after the 3M Open, is in 2 weeks. So stay tuned. We're gonna obviously be involved with that. Talk about that, and then we got a WGC Memphis Wyndham Championship, and then the FedEx Cup playoffs, which is crazy. And I should mention that the Barbasol was happening. Well, it went into a playoff. I think Luke
won it.
That. I think Luke List won. I think in like 6 or 7 holes. I didn't really pay much attention to it. But yeah, man, golf season as quickly as this game, as quickly as it's going. That concludes another major season, like we were saying. That concludes another episode of Double Cross. But Dave, you good? Yeah, everything. You were up early watching it. We're gonna have to play some links golf at some point.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, dude.
Like I said, I'm definitely doing a trip over there one day.
Yeah,
probably within the next 5 years. I'll do it.
I like it. Like, yeah, man, I got to get my ass out there as well. Gotta check that out. That just seems like a whole different animal, much different than like what we have here, what you have where you are. It's just different. But yeah, that again.
And honestly, because
Yeah.
I said, oh, I want to see the Open with, you know, carnage. I guarantee when I go, they're gonna completely fuck me with
sideways rain,
wind. Yeah.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, okay, you want carnage? I'll give you carnage.
That'd be the real experience, though, right?
Yeah. I'd be all for it. One day.
One
other
day.
days,
Just one day. Perfect sunshine on the warmest day of the year.
Yeah.
But hey, guys, thank you for hanging with us. If you made it this far, hit the subscribe button, like, rate, review. We appreciate it, all your guys' support. Like we were saying, YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, anywhere podcasts are sold. I'm Dan at 2 Inches Short. This is Dave at Golf and Jokes. That concludes another episode of Double Crossed. You have just been double crossed. What a major season. We are out. Peace.